Hi everybody, welcome to Reggie's Cooking Time. I am going to make my version of Arroz con Pollo. You know, a couple of weeks ago I went and made the sofrito by hand, which is green pepper, red pepper, onion, a little cilantro. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that. I've made enough to where I put some in the freezer. So just for this, I can go ahead and use it for this. So I have salt and peppered one side of my chicken thighs, and they're pretty big, and they're boneless, so I kind of like to put the salt and pepper side down. I did that on one side, and so let's go ahead, and they're starting to cook already. I did put some olive oil in the bottom of the pan, so let's go ahead and take a look, because the majority of it is going to be looking right down at this pan here. And so you're just going to want to cook them, I'd say about 5 minutes on each side. Salt and pepper the other side that you didn't salt and pepper already. Yeah, I like pepper, so I'm going to put a lot. And a little bit of salt. And I did thaw out 2 of them, but I see 1 is going to be enough. So we'll just put it back in the freezer and get out my sofrito. So what I did with the sofrito, I have these rubber pans that I just made them in little itty bitty balls, because I have these silicone pans that you can make for candy, or you can use them for other things. And I'm just looking for a little bowl here that I can put 3 or 4 of them. I'll do 3. No, I'll do 4. This will just give it a little bit more of a taste for my sauce. And I have some minute rice here that I'm going to use for the rice. And we have some chicken stock and chicken broth. I have 2 cans of Rotel tomatoes, some tomato paste. Next time I'm going to get the squeezed tomato paste. I have some oregano. I have some sazon, some adobo, some red pepper flakes, some cayenne pepper, a bay leaf, and I have some cumin. So I have made this before, so I know about what I'm going to do, like a teaspoon of this and a teaspoon of that. And then the sofrito really gives it a nice taste. And then, so let's just go ahead and continue. You're going to brown the chicken thighs on both sides. Again, I said probably about 5 minutes on each side, just because once you put the rice and everything in, you're going to want to have them cook the rest of the way. And let me get my wonderful dish here. So, and I have one of these Watkins dishes to put my chicken in once it is done, and while I'm doing the rest of it. Starting to smell good. I'm going to pause it just for a minute, and when I come back, I'll do the rest. Okay, so these are just about done, so I am going to just put them in my little dish. And over on the other counter, I have some onions, bell peppers, already cut up, some leeks, and let's go ahead. You are going to want to have the drippings, because those are always good. And so let's go ahead and start adding the onions. Let's put the onions and the leeks in the pan. And I have onion, leeks, red pepper, green pepper. Let's just put them all in the pan. Because you're going to need them all in the pan at once anyway. So again, this is Reggie style. So, and that is a lot, but it will cook down some. I still have it on an 8. So we're just going to let this cook down just a little bit, because there is quite a little bit of water because it was frozen. So let's go ahead and let this here saute for about 5 minutes or so, and I'll be back. Okay, it's been about 3 minutes. I do see that it's boiling now, which is what I wanted. I had put the lid on it for a little bit to make sure it was getting hot enough. So I just want to saute it just a little bit more. And while I'm doing that, let's go ahead and put the sofrito in, because it is frozen. And we'll let those thaw. And then I'll start putting the rest of the spices in, along with some garlic and the rest of the spices, and then the rice, and we'll go from there. I did go ahead and put it in a deeper pan, because this is going to actually make a lot. Because I want to put 2 cups of rice in here along with the chicken. So I'll be back. Okay, so the sofrito has thawed out and mixed in with the vegetables. So now let's start doing some adobo. And I'm not going to measure anything. It's just going to go by my taste. And once it starts really bubbling and stuff, I'll taste it, see what it may need. And so I just used adobo. I used some crushed red pepper flakes, a little bit of cumin, some oregano leaves, and I did bump it up to about a 10, just so it could cook the vegetables sooner. And the oregano, the bay leaf, I am going to wait. A little bit of cayenne pepper. So let's see here. All the major spices I have in there. It is starting to smell amazing. And my kitchen on a weekend will always smell amazing. And now I'm going to put a little bit of garlic in it. So, when you don't want to look for stuff, so I'm putting about a tablespoon of garlic in it, minced garlic from the jar, because I want to be lazy and not mix anything. Okay, so let's go ahead and stir this and just cook it a little bit more. Oh man, I'm probably not doing stuff right, but you know what? It's going to taste amazing. Okay, so far I have in here 2 red bell peppers, a green bell pepper, a large onion, a tablespoon of minced garlic, just a shaker of adobo, red chili peppers, some cayenne pepper, some oregano, some cumin, and I will put the bay leaf in later. And I have the sofrito that I had made in the freezer. Now let's go ahead and put some sazon in it. And I apologize, I'm not exactly sure. Oh, it smells like spicy. So, yeah, some of this stuff I'm not exactly sure what it does, but as I say, do as I say, not as I do. I'll try to get an exact recipe for you. Oh, it makes it kind of an orange color, like saffron would. Oh, right. Now, let's go ahead and put our tomatoes. Diced tomatoes, you can use 1 14-ounce can. I am using 2 10-ounce cans because I didn't have a 14-ounce can of tomatoes. Diced tomatoes, Rotel diced tomatoes. And I do have some cilantro here that I'm ready to cut as soon as this is done. Let me get a spoon to put in a couple of teaspoons of tomato paste. And next time with the tomato paste, I am going to go ahead and get it in the squeeze container. So I will put a lid on that and then put it in the fridge. Oh, you guys. Oh, it smells amazing in my house right now. All right. The one thing is that I am using minute rice because it's going to cook really, really fast. Okay, I think I have everything. Let's go ahead and get a spoon and see if it needs anything more. So let's get a spoon. Oh my goodness. It has that nice little kick from the pepper and the peppers, the chili peppers, the cayenne. Oh my goodness. Again, this is when I wish I had smell-o-vision. Oh, wow. So let's get some rice in here. And then it isn't really going to be moisture enough. So I do have some chicken broth. Oh, okay. So let's get a spoon in here instead of my tongs. See, as you can see, it is going to need some more moisture, and I do have some chicken broth in here. Oh, y'all, this is amazing. Okay, let's go ahead and put some chicken broth in here. Basically just enough to cover the rice, so that because it is minute rice, it is going to cook a little bit faster than normal rice, and I didn't have enough jasmine rice. So look at that. There we go. And let's go ahead and put the chicken back in here. And I may want to put a little bit more chicken broth. Probably the whole thing. Let's go ahead and put the chicken back in here. Oh, sorry you guys. You were looking at me. Okay, so look at that. Oh, it is so good. So I'm putting the chicken back in here, and there's some nice broth in there that I just put it all in here. I will cover this. I will go ahead and cover this for an hour, and then I'm going to put it on low, like between 6 and 7, maybe 5. I'll put it on 5 and 6, and come back in a half hour, look at it, see how it is doing, and in about an hour, hour and a half, this will be ready to have some. Oh, too big. Okay, I'm going to put it on 6 or 7, between 5 and 6. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for being here for Reggie's Cooking Time. I know you saw me for some of it, but you could hear me. So I thank you all. Have a wonderful afternoon, and I will see you next weekend.